7 is Justin Brown!
Yeah!
Bear with me. Oh, you ready? Let's set the scene. I think that's the best thing to do. Otherwise, you may not guess it or have the faintest clue. It's a cloudless night. The moon is high. The sand is tanned with a silvery glow. And the sea is waving gently at us. She's there, of course. The beach has been meticulously cleared of the detritus of the day since past. The scene reset to its perfect image, waiting for the cycle to begin again. And there she is. The furrows of sand part and compact at her passing, leaving her footprints, fresh and crisp, behind her. Cloth dances around her as she walks, billowing to the breeze, rustling with every step. It's already a vision, but moving on. Her arms swing, whether breeze or pendula, I don't know. Her breathing, shallow, like the water, just feet away. Her face is calm, serenity. Her hair is wild, fury. But this is her. She is a ghost against the sky, white garb on midnight black. She carries starlight in her wake, and moonlight bathes her hair. She walks and walks, sand clinging to her toes, clothes clinging to her body, and her clinging to the night. Does she know I'm here? Does she care? Does she know I'm here and I care? Will I ever know? She's stopped, feet from the ocean, staring at the water. It waves back. How much time has passed? Time and memory get forgotten. I can't see her face, but her eyes are closed, and her heart is open. What is running through her mind? What is her mind running from? I won't know the answer to that either, lost in the swell of the tide. She reaches up, and in a swift movement, she lifts her garment clear. It's carried aloft in the tidal winds, lost in the moonlight gleam. I stare. I can do nothing else. I see nothing, just her form outlined by stars. I blink. An eternity in a second. She's gone. Leaping to my feet, I surge forward. Motion found with her loss. I skid to a halt in front of her, or rather where she used to be. Not a sign, not a splash, no movement, just gone. Footsteps lead to this place. A trail stops here. I spin around and look around, not a sight. I can't remember how long I stood there. I can't remember what I've thought. All I remember is waves washing ashore, erasing her footprints, erasing mine. I trudge back to dry land, feet squirming with sodden shoes, thoughts swirling faster than the swell of the tide reaching the shore. What have I seen? What was I there to see? As stars flicker and suns ignite, my head spins and I turn for home. This remains embedded, my treasured thought, my unexplainable explanation for that unusual night. We all have treasured thoughts buried deep within, a place where reality and unreality collide in the head, belief and disbelief.
Boom! Right. I forgot one rule about me judging poetry slams that I'm going to insist you enforce. Right, getting up here is really super hard, so if you give people less than a 6, boom them. Unless they're racist, sexist, homophobic, mark them down for that. Like, fuck that noise. But like, hey, out of 10. Do I ever give them 10? I mean, I'm not judging at all. If you want to give someone a 10, if you think they really deserve the 10, go for it. Yeah? I like that. They're not like, can I give them 1? So, how are the judges doing? Tom?
Well, you can't read it, but it's just 7.5.
7.5, perfect. Yay, boo?
Yeah.
Good. Yay, boo?
I'll just say
Is that an 11?
Yeah, no.
6.5. What does your one say? Judge number 2. 6.5. No? What was your one? Did your one say 6.5 as well?
Yeah.
Two 6.5s. Right, now watch this.
You should get an app with the camera.
20.5? I think I'm wrong, guys. You applauded me, and am I right? 20.5, yeah? Yeah, you're also miscalculating, Alex. Cool. 20.5! Yay! Hey, Alex, pick a number between 1 and 10. 4. Genevieve Pepper!
Fuck me, she's still alive. The woman in the £1 million hat, she hasn't died. It's marvellous, isn't it? Though millions of the poor and sick will not survive as long as her, but they lack, of course, her steely determination, plus 3 meals a day, great doctors, and a lovely home, or 10. I'm a woman if I say I am, and if I'm not, I'm not. It's not your bloody business if I bleed or if I don't. But if you care, then buy me tampons without all the whinge and cringe. You won't know if I have a dick or not unless I show you. And I'm picky who I show it to. And it's bigger than yours. So let's talk organs. Do I still have both my kidneys and my spleen? Which internal lumps of meat do you concern yourself with, butcher? Am I double-breasted, single-breasted? Am I without? Am I wombless? No, my uterus still pains me on the regular. So because I have one still, do I still jingle your spare pocket change? And would a hysterectomy, in your eyes, be the end of me? Or is it just which holes I have, and where? And were they off the peg, or custom-made that dictates if I make the blood rush to your head, or trickle? Lucky me. Although to speak in horticultural terms now, just for fun, you'll never make the waiting list for my prestige, Margate, allotment patch, because no turfs are ever getting laid in this front garden or the back.
On the internet who eats tubs. 8.5. If I get the wrong number, chew me out. I only pretend to be in charge. 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got it to believe. 7.5.
7.5.
Everybody.
24.
Yeah.
24. Who said that? Play that song! I love that joke. It's one of my favourite jokes in anything. And I think it's from Family Guy. So, that tells you everything about me, doesn't it? Aaron Shrimpton!
Hello everyone, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, me neither. So, I'm going to give you a pretext. My name's Aaron. Not Aaron, I'm from Basildon, and this is a poem about prison. As I stare into the walls filled with emotion, awoken from a sleep filled with fear, but those first days, those first steps, out into the dungeon, the cauldron of criminality I walk. Do you avoid those eyes, can't avoid them for long? So with this hereditary state of fearlessness, I enter this cage of violent relentlessness with a simple set philosophy. I will give you all the love you seek from me and tear you apart piece by piece and smash you into smithereens. Because that is the love you sought from me. Those are the questions you asked of me. Your decision, your desire to meet thy maker was met. See, it was you, not me. It was you, not me. You said I was guilty. I said I was not. 9 fucking years later, I'm actually starting to forget who I once was and who I'm now not. And now I'm just a person. Now I'm just a person living with false judgment, breathing in and breathing out through somebody else's blame, trying to see this world through somebody else's shame. And now I'm just a person. Now I'm just a person. But you say it's an eye for an eye, but I didn't take that man's eye. So you stole a lie for a lie, and you took my time. Now I'm just a person. Now I'm just a person. Now I'm just a person trying to find truth in a prison, seats in lives. You might call this a nightmare. I like to call this a life.
That sounds like fireworks. Did anyone see the fireworks last night? Fuck them. Imagine if someone was working like 12-hour days and got back in at 11:30 at night and someone decided, oh cool, the woman with a funny hat deserves fireworks and explosions right outside your fucking window. Kill and eat the rich. Alright, judges, doing 8. 7.5? 7.5. 8. 23.5. I'm really fucked up because my 8 looked like a 6. Fuck. Seriously, who would have thought that being a writer would be so hard? Alyssa, a number between 1 and 10. 2. Nina Talena!
This is a poem from the future, and it's called The Year is 3022, and memes from the early days of the internet are now ancient wisdom. The ancients said, inside you there are 2 wolves. One is Virginia Woolf, one is Beowulf. You are an English literature syllabus. Who knows what they meant? We have tried to divine in tea leaves and omens and rhyme, and in logic the answer was lost to the surges of time. When the second apocalypse swept out the servers and washed away all smithereens of our past. Till one day, archaeologists unearthed a folder on a hard drive titled shitposting stash. Since then, I have tried to decipher their wisdom. Their millennium's values, their mores, and their laws have guided completely. We have tried to decipher their wisdom. Their millennium's our millennium's values, our mores, and our laws are guided completely by what we've written. I'm so sorry. Let me start that again. This has never happened to me before. Our millennium's values, our mores and our laws, are guided completely by what they've written. We still don't know who Bernie Sanders was. But we all wear his mittens. I have studied the meme scrolls, enraptured, agog, at war with myself to decode what's inside them. I faced 30 to 50 wild hogs. Sat through a house fire, this is fine. And then wept in the presence of sad Keanu. Sid Lipton with skeptical Kermit the Frog. But my inner Karen, that villainous atom, still questions us practicing all that they preach. Should we have taken their works so verbatim? Maybe we shouldn't have eaten the rich. I cannot help thinking we've misunderstood. Was it their wisdom or... This is heresy. But were they just doing the best that they could in a time when nobody could afford therapy? I mean, those same ancients lived crisis to crisis. Their tomorrows approached like the end of the world. And what if that dread grew familiar inside them? So they sometimes forgot they were frightened at all. And what if if they stood on that precipice laughing? Although the distress should have rendered them numb as they looked out to sea for what nightmares may come. If they left us their jokes, then that's something worth having. If I cut up the teachings they left in their wake and discover inside it was always just cake, that means we can sweeten the grimace of days. So I'll stand with the ancients, awaiting the answer, until hell or high water may break.
One of my favourite meme pages is Moonlight posting. Everyone who has seen that show, I highly encourage you to follow that page on anything. It is literally everywhere. People on Twitter who pretend that they've been fans of Moon Knight for ages. It's not true. Moon Knight keeps getting his series cancelled. They keep saying that this page has done untold damage to the Moon Knight community. That's not a thing! Also, there's a fucking great meme that one of the creators of the TV show that was just on, it's really fucking good, said that he was trying to find a way to put into the show. And it's Moon Knight walking down some stairs and he says, "I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my fucking money?"
Love that.
I love that so much. Yeah, genuinely, I would love it if season 2 of Moon Knight, it has to fucking happen, come on, hashtag Moon Knight season 2. I would love it if he fought vampires for that series, just for that one meme. How the judges do it. 8.5. 8. 10. I do have some bad news. 327. 2-point deduction. But I do have some good news. By my math, that puts you in the lead at 24.5! Things are close. Things are close. Sam, pick a number between 1 and 10. 8. Jessica Taylor Rose!
Hello. I failed to time this poem, so I'm just going to get stuck in. It's about shape-shifting, and it's set just outside of Paris. It's dawn. A squadron of cormorants swoops like red arrows below bridges. Big wings whoosh, riffling skin of water. These shapeshifters with a hooked beak, blue-black scales, and prehistoric magic glide to a halt at Ile Saint-Germain, like incoming peripheric traffic. Here, beyond the glistening city, pocket wilderness blossoms. Fungus blooms in creases of steps, ants, bugs, beetles venture from nests. Bees get to work collectively. I put my eye on airplane mode and slow my stride to match the current mood. Ask the river, how do you feel about we? The river doesn't speak, but we proceed side by side, transfigured into blue-tailed damselfly. Hovering in long note sun, we turn, land, become reptilian, and slither to the water, curling into eel. We hide in Hogwarts, play at being catfish, pike, and scatter in a silvery school of light-catching hatchlings. Wriggling, we morph into tadpoles, shrink into tiny frogs, and crow our harmonics with six-toed toads, bow-winged grasshopper, and sickle-bearing bush cricket. Hopping from grass thicket, we sprout wings. Oh no, it's better this side. We sprout wings and beaks, and trill with robins, crisscross the sky as swifts, and touch down on the pond, ducking into reeds. We dabble for a moment, then elongate as swans. We glide, webbed feet paddling into oars, briefly held in hands of our fleeting human form before we dive, disappearing in time. 100 years on, we return shy as salmon to spawn upstream. We leap back to old breeding grounds, becoming water now. We seep up through soil, a swamp, or enter the fast flow and race towards sea. Our river mouth merging with the suckered mouth of sea lamprey, wide open. We draw out with the tide and crash back onto land, foaming and frolicking like stallions. At dusk, as red sun slips into us, we round the turn in a flush pool, quiet between rocks, and mirror the stars all night. Next morning, we warm, elemental, and rise into the sky. Whipped from one side, we condense as cumulonimbus. High, we ride the winds as one, mass like gods into storm.
One of my favourite jokes, there was a thing in there about six-toed frogs. One of my favourite jokes is when toads were correct, they are very different animals. Yes, one of my favourite jokes is when I go off on tour and I do a gig somewhere else, usually in Kent. This is the joke that always gets a laugh. You might know some of my jokes aren't actually funny. I just say them with confidence and I'm tall and light, so people let me get away with things. But one of my favourite jokes is, hi, my name's Connor, I'm from a little town called Margate. Don't worry though, 5 fingers. Everyone loves a joke that bags on Thanet, especially people from Thanet. How are the judges doing?
7 and a damselfly.
Oh. 7 out of what?
7 and a damselfly.
7 and a damselfly.
Yeah, damselfly word.
Amazing.
Well, how about
I'm fairly certain if you collect all of them, you unlock the bonus level. Is it actually 7.5?
Well, if that's what a damselfly's worth, then yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's up to you. You're the judge! Oh God, no, we've become everything I hate. Judge on 2.
Susie Barbie.
7?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
and tinier. And my fellow judge.
I can see your clock, so I'm going to say 9.
9. Oh, you sneaky bastard. Todd is literally, like I say, one of my favourite human beings. He's the most positive person on earth. It's great. That is 23.5. Okay, we're doing the 0.5. Okay. 23.5, but I have bad news. 1 second. Literally. Yeah, that's like one second over.
Wow.
311. 311. Isn't that a band and they're shit? I don't know. Honestly. 26. No? Wait, where did I get 26 from?
Was it 23.5 minus 1? That's 22.
There we go. 22.5. We get there in the end together, Alex. It's so difficult. Adding 3 numbers. I went to 1. Perfect. What a great number. Sven Stairs!
Ever since the age of 10, I've been able to pick locks. It's a weird skill to have, but I still remember the day I learned how to break into my house in under 30 seconds. My dad came home from a computer fair of all places with a lockpick kit in a black leather wallet. In it was a filed down Allen key called a torque wrench and a lumpy metal stick called a bumper pick. The trick is to apply torsion to the tumbler whilst raking the pins on the inside, then turn and click. Scarily easy, really, as easy as a memory, if memories were easy. The good ones that we had were so few and far between, like when I was 3, my first time at the beach. You and Mum were play fighting in the sea and I had no idea who you were. I thought a stranger was attacking my mother. My cries formed sound castles with tear duct moats, and like the ocean bleaches driftwood in reverse, you found your first place in my mind. Stormbringer. bearer of the belt buckle, giver of the something to cry about. When you headbutted me to the floor, there was no more water stored, it was shock flooding from my eyes. When you tried to choke me out, I stared you down and waited for the calm. 10 years later, and I am still waiting. I have shelved my expectations, along with the hope that we could both be better men. The rage that pumped in your fists now flows in my veins. My heart punches at the world, at the street fights of a teenage you. Misspent youthful blood and dirt and grit and get up again. They can't beat it out of you. You can't beat it out of me. A fortress stands here now, proud of the day I stabbed down the barrel of your gun, and saw a man as weak as me, trying to prove the nothingness underneath. It's no surprise we came up as empty as the homes we leave. I can count them on both our hands. Just stacked boxes and empty rooms covered in dust, and us fish and chips on the floor, waiting for one more removals man to take us to the new house that we followed you to. I have always followed you from pillar to post, from bottle to battle. At the time we beat the guy, black and blue, that bottled you in that bar fight, and despite the nerve now trapped in your cheek, we smiled about it for weeks. Like it was proof this blood runs deep. Like one shared deed could raise the years I've spent painting monsters into you. Truth is, I didn't need to. You had monsters of your own stitched into your panorama over 40 hours on Goose Green and every battle since. I wish I had done more to see the no man's land growing between us, pockmarked with angry words that yearn to be poppy fields and olive branches. So here it is, my confession. I've never been the perfect son. A bruised mess made in your image with, an extra little smudge of forgiveness. I came here to hold bridges and burn grudges. I've got my own home now. And I know you can pick the locks because you taught me how. But call me. Let's say sorry and you can have the spare key.
While we were out there, Spellman, why do you have a padlock on you? And now I think, why can't you just get it off me, man? You're going to help me out. But then I wouldn't have had this bit, so swings and roundabouts. How are we doing? That's a 10. That's a 10. It's a 10. With a
This is just a letter to a friend. How many faceless thousands have fallen for you? It's surely their own love they seek. You can show them how to be, so they always want to be by you. Don't let me be misunderstood. I make of you no idol, though through your divinity and direction must be recognized as God or Gaia, an eternal birth to bathe the world with beauty, as snowfall shroud, as glitter and shimmer, like satin to lace every surface, every moment held in amber, tucked under the blanket of the one cloud. This is an appreciation of our blessings. My confession of endearment to the love you help flow through the cold hearts, like massaging blood from stone. It is as much a recognition of the curse. To be beautiful is to be hunted. To be loving in its vulnerability and its entire honesty is to lose sovereignty of your own soul's image, imprisoned in others' fantasy. I think it is your direction and understanding that they wish to join in devotion. Seldom sought is the chance given to grow hand in hand with the life, for the beauty, for the love. Often the instinct is ownership. Humans like to fence off flowers, pluck until they perish, fantasize faces till they become fateless, faded. Instead I like to wander and ponder sonder. So to the breathing, bleeding spectacle behind the screens, with all your loose ends in complete complexity, all lovingness and hideousness, shining and unfolding. Thank you for your existence. Little kisses on your forehead, and fingers intertwined with palms, shy, half embrace. little kisses on your forehead, licks of tears, all blue, all drippy, slowly careening across your face, and little kisses still, on hands, maps, mounted knuckle ridge, and hot breath down my collar. Little kisses, leaving hair between my lips, and salt stains on my shoulders, like a child come to harm, come to calm, nooked under my wing. Salted whimpers smothered in little kisses, with divots filled with pressure, piled upon my breast, a test, attention's test, which may fall first, you into my arms, or me to collapse into you, into the bedtime of your eyes, and deeply sigh, into little kisses placed just right.
You guys got clap happy during that break. Nice. Which is different from having the clap. And being happy about it. Yeah, I mean, what is it, like 1 in 7 of us? I don't know. What are the stats? Imagine if I just went off then and started talking about like the proliferation of chlamydia. I'm not going to do it. Do it! No. I don't know shit. You should have all done sexual education at school. You should all know these things. I don't need to teach you. You're not paying me enough. How are we doing, judges? I thought that was a 15 at first. I was like, no, guys, we went through this. It's a 7.5. That is 6.5?
Yep.
6.5. That's 14 so far.
Yep.
I'm on track. 7. That's 21! Pick a number between 1 and 10. 6. What I like is I've not had to flag any of these. You've actually kept track of the numbers. It's fantastic. Please give it up for Claudia Volpe!
With my head on my left hand and vodka in the other, looking for answers at the bottom of the glass. The last drop burns my throat and I can't find a single word. I just ask for one more double, the last one, I swear, to myself from the bartender, neither of us is filled. It's bottoms up till I can't stand, I can't hold the glass in my hand, and I know I shouldn't have held so many before. But we all have sorrows to drown. As which the one, red to match my eyes after crying all night, and the one before that, and pretty much every night this month, but I stopped there. I feel the PTIs now. How? I wonder. How did I let myself become this mess of a woman wrapped up in classic clothes with the hope they hold me together? Second glass. Rosé. Third cocktail to better forget the eyes that before PT had love in them. Profound affection. Now I'm affected by the absence and by yours. I take another sip. I just remember that you left me hanging with 1,000 questions you will never answer, and I never had the courage to ask why I trusted you, why you played me, why is my glass empty? Fourth glass. Scotch. I don't even like Scotch, but my tongue doesn't know because this is definitely not my fault. I started over when I lost count. You left my heart in the lost and found box, where you could have returned it to the sender like an Amazon package not carefully handled, even if you can read massive capital letters shouting, fragile. Now I'm just ashes of a half-smoked cigarette forgotten in the ashtray because you had no time to stay. So you went away from me. Away from what it could have been. I thought I was scared. But you were already running 5. Shandy. Or maybe brandy, I'm really not sure. Everything looks blurred, like the edges of every lie you put together to justify your mood swings. I am not a playground. And yet, you walked all over me, and I let you. And I begged you to stay, grab the cigarette from the ashtray so we could smoke together on your doorstep. Out in the cold was not because I felt warm every time you took a drag and looked at me. Perhaps I should have some water to wash this all away, to get rid of the salty tears on my lips that still remember the pain you caused.
I apologise, I said I love it. This is how a compliment works. You do something that I like and I tell you I like it. How uncomfortable are you? Because now I'm singling you out and we're talking about this.
I'm fine with that.
Like French, right?
Get drunk.
Next.
8. The changes in the lights have done me no favours. 8. That's 16 so far. 7.5.
That's the incorrect number.
7.5.
23.
23.5! Marcus, pick a number between 1 and 2.
2. How? I'm looking at Marcus.
1 and 2. 2. Rhea Skelton!
I will grow you from a belly laugh to hysteria before you see me smile. You will feel the warmth of my dreams, the colour of Balamory, pastel palette and Parisian. I will paint the ceiling a midsummer night's dream and celebrate with peaches and aubergine. First, let me nurse this feeling, brush my teeth gently and floss more often. Hell, I might even incorporate mouthwash or soap and lava my heart with bubbles for you to pop later. If you want, I will try ironing out my creases and keeping the laundry basket half full. Second, I will check in with love. Actually, I will check in with Silver Linings Playbook and Moonrise Kingdom and fill the indices with tags. I will foot the bill and still enjoy the adverts a little too much. Third, city birds line their nest with cigarettes and spiderwebs, and I will think of them while I am dusting a housewarming present stuffed on a shelf. Fourth, the laundry basket is overflowing with shapeless knitting projects, and we sit by candlelight and dance in its waxing moon.
How are we doing? I forgot what I was going to say. Hey? Do a death metal grab. Yeah! My favourite sound in any metal song ever is in the song Fuel by Metallica. And there's a bit where it's really cheesy and he goes, "Ooh, yeah!" And they all pogo in the video. It's like synchronised, like busted. I'm like, "You're Metallica! You were a thrash band in the 80s. You made good music." But no, you go, "Yeah!" It's awful. Come on. Judges, how we doing? 9. 9. If you're a 9 as well, the police come and I don't like them. I've got feelings about that.
I was going to say 8, actually.
8. 26?
Yeah.
Sorry, 27. Fuck me. 26! I'm gonna just do a psychic prediction here. Little known fact, I'm also fully psychic. Yeah. Yeah, half psychic was where you just know answers. You can read your own mind. Pick a number. Nina, I'm going to pick you. Pick a number between 1 and 1. Oh, I'm going to say that the next poet is Louise Dewey!
I'm sitting at the dining table, trying to discern if my mother's face is crossed by wrinkles or the reflection of the light on a bottle of wine between us. There's a new line each time I come back home, like she's counting how many times my feet cross the threshold and wipe off English mud on a French doormat. Today is the 5th time in 3 years across her forehead. The dishwasher is full. No one wants to empty it. The table is covered in crumbs. No one wants to clean it. The cat is getting old. No one wants to say it. And I swear this bag of mint has been on the kitchen counter since Christmas 3 years ago. I'm sitting at the dining table and I marvel to my mother about how thoughtful my little brother has become. She says it's been like this for months. And how could I not notice in the tone of his voice in the background of telephone calls? When I went back home for Christmas, my little brother was taller than me. The summer he was taller than my dad. He was the best on his basketball team and he could dunk on the lower hoops in the village playground. The last time I went back home, my little brother kissed me on the cheek. Apparently past this prudish impression that being a boy meant staying coy and quiet and not loving your family. So now my little sister, she's the same age I was when I first had sex. When I go to the city, 20 minutes walk, 40 minutes bus, and another 20 minutes walk, I find myself following her footsteps at night to tell her older men don't find her mature like they say they do. And that's kind of the point. To tell her she doesn't have to force herself to like weed. Some people just have anxiety. And tell her that if she's gonna get drunk, at least don't do it in the harbour, because someone fell in there last week again and died. And tell her that she will be loved, like a fucking Maroon 5 song. But the words never leave my mouth. I just tell her off for coming home too late. Because she's already doing a hell of a lot better than I was at her age. And I probably don't need to explain how not every love will be a great love, but sometimes I wish someone was there to tell me that, even today. And you see, I'm still sitting at the dining table with my mum, so I could just ask her for this reassurance, but I just hope she guesses, somehow. Instead, we talk about spending the next holiday at my grandparents' house, like this time we'll be better at pretending not to notice they only actually spend time in a swimming pool when we're around. And when they bought it, it was really their grandkids' affection they were trying to buy, as if we wouldn't go see them otherwise. Now someone's missing. You see, it's 10 p.m. and my dad should be home by now. I mean, he drives so fast everywhere, you'd think he would always be home early. Or maybe that's why he's not here yet. You see, my dad's got a habit of complaining about how tired he is, but never actually sleeping anywhere but at the wheel of his car. So I always get in with him when I can and play the radio super loud and tell him about a million things he probably doesn't care about. But tonight the radio is probably silent. Because I'm not in the car. I'm sitting at the dining table with my mum. Thank you.
3 years ago. So the other day, we were at a pub. Ooh, risky business. Dangerous bad boy over here. And we had one whole drink. And we found a stack of Bookie programs. Which, when you're running a festival that regularly sees over 3,000 people, festival programs are like fucking gold dust. Until we found out they were from Bookie 2019. The pub had not checked any of their flyers since like summer 2019. And then we remembered there has been a literal fucking apocalypse. And we forgave them. And then I went home and complained about my sore back. How are we doing? 9.5. That was really low. I'm impressed. 9.5. 9.5. 28.5. But I have bad news. Came in at 3.35. That is 3 points that I have to take off.
Nah, fuck it. Just fuck it off.
Well, that's not fair on everyone else, is it? Like,
Is there, how much is the difference between the second and third?
hang on. Let me do math. 25.5. Woo! Look at school. Cool. Right. That is the end of that time. What happens is I look through my list, calculate everything with my supercomputer brain that you've all bear witness to, and the person who comes in second gets 25 quid. Boom. That's your drinks for the night. The winner gets 50 quid. Boom. And the next slam we do, they face for the belt. Woo. And look at it. It's pretty. Yes, so, second place. With 26 points, Rhea Skelton! In first place, with a mammoth 30, Sven Steen!